I'm pandering. But I say your leadership is the direct result of your household.
Yeah.
So if your household's not moving the way you think it should move, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing?
To another episode of Life After I Do. How y'all doing?
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 I'm trying, Dr. Now. I'm trying.
We gotta stop that.
I retain a lot of water. You're not 700 pounds of water.
When he said that, he was like, you're not 700 pounds of water. I was like, Dr. Now, that don't mean that she ain't retaining no water.
You're not going to starve? You've eaten enough for the next 2 years. You're not going to starve?
That's crazy work.
Hey, Booskies.
Hi.
How you doing?
I've been better.
Are you?
Yeah, my nose is running. If you do it, Maurice, do not press the button. I swear I will pinch you.
You always threaten me with violence.
I have
to. Wild.
Yeah, I have a runny nose. I'm not 100%, guys. I know I feel like I haven't been 100% like for the past month or so.
It's a running theme at this point. The thing is that anytime I don't feel good,
oh my, you better not try. Boy, stop.
When I don't feel good, she got to piggyback.
No, my husband picks up on everything. If my left elbow hurts, guess who gonna start having left elbow pain in like the next day or two? Guess who starts coming to me talking about, babe, my left elbow, it's like tender. It's like that's what you do. Don't come for me. Don't come for me.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it.
Not at all. How was your week, Booskies?
It was okay.
You look good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I got a lot of good video of you in the gym.
No, you didn't get video of me. You got video of my body parts. There's a difference.
I got what I needed. What's wrong with that?
He was supposed to be spotting me on the bench press, just in case if I drop weight on my neck and my life ends. And instead, he's sitting there recording my backside and my tops and fronts and everything else, talking about, I check in every now and then to see if you're struggling.
She was good. Obviously, she did not die because she's still here. And I've been telling her for weeks, it's been giving.
I can't.
And every time it's given, I'm trying to take. Because if she want to give, I'm going to receive.
I wasn't giving anything. I was working out.
It was given.
I appreciate it, though.
It was given.
Thanks.
Yes, it was given.
And I got a high five from my gym babe. She came and
from your what?
A gym babe.
Mm-hmm.
It was a girl.
Yeah, see? That's what she gonna tell me, y'all.
It was a girl. We high-fived. You do it, and I pinch you. You press the button, and I pinch you.
Are you done?
Okay. Ow. Somebody said help. She's abusing me.
I was telling her, I was like, girl, I'm so under the weather, so I appreciate that. She was like, no, your lips look. She was like, they were chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I really appreciate that because I feel like crap. But, I was leaning on discipline that day because, it's not like I'm like dog sick or something where I feel like I'm going to get people sick. Otherwise, I would have not gone to the gym, guys. But I have...
I'm just so
It's sinuses.
I'm just
Goodbye. Anyway, I pushed through. And I messaged my trainer and my coach, and I told him, I don't know what today's lifts are going to look like, but I just want you to know that I did it.
That was hot dog water.
I didn't use it as an excuse to just like stay in bed, because I've got a little bit of sinuses going on, but I don't know what it's going to look like today, but I'm going to push through. And he was like, intensity is good. He was like, but our health always comes number one. So he was like, do what you can today.
You might as well have stayed in bed because them lifts was hot dog water. Spoiled meat. It was not up to par. I said, is she struggling with 135? This is her warm-up.
Really? I didn't even have 135 on the bar. What are you talking about?
Did.
When I was loading up the bar?
Your bench press.
I'm talking about on my for deadlift and stuff and squat.
That was still like,
And I didn't have 135 on the bar for my bench either. I had 145.
you was struggling. And
146 reps.
You don't really.
And I was struggling
You was struggling, yeah.
for 5 sets. That's crazy work. It was such a struggle.
Yeah, but I mean,
It felt heavy. Don't get me wrong, because I was a little under the weather, but I still managed to push out 6 reps
felt
at
what?
5 sets. But it
felt
was crazy.
what? It felt what?
I said it did feel a little heavy,
Wait,
but I still did it.
podcast?
What?
What?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still managed to push through. So that was good.
She didn't.
My biggest struggle right now is just making sure that my nutrition is on point. That's been a
That's a
little
whole nother
been a
topic.
little bit of a running joke for the past week.
Running joke. The joke done ran off. You talking about running joke? The joke done ran off on the plug twice. You talking about? You talking about running joke?
And it's, you know what's funny is like I wait like every day last week I woke up, I was like, okay, today is the day. Like
I'm gonna eat all my calories.
I'm gonna eat all my calories. I am going to
and what
do
happened?
what I need to do. It was like 1 meal a day.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy
All
work.
right. Well.
But I'm a work in progress. And I'm a work in progress. But I was getting some good recovery because
Oh, you sure didn't sleep a lot.
I didn't sleep a lot. Stop it.
I know I did.
Yeah, you slept a lot.
I don't know what's going on with me this week.
You've been in the bed. You and the bed have been one.
My best buddy. People, let me tell you
You're
about my
best friend. I don't know. I feel like we're just like going through this kind of transition in life now where
It's
we're just
that-
like,
I
dude,
know,
I just want to prioritize relaxing. It's crazy because I'm not at that age yet, but I really want to be.
I think for us, it's the change in the seasons.
Yeah.
It's really kind of like messing with us because we both got a little sinus thing going
Yeah.
on.
It started with the little one.
Yeah. Well, you know what? In
Yeah.
the words of my friend Andy, our resident outbreak monkey, the one that gets everybody sick. Yeah, she.
But I don't feel like I was sick.
No, I mean we all had like a little. I said I had a head cold and some sinuses.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe if we all had it, then maybe that was
What?
like a cold.
Yeah, I think we all. Because that wasn't that her
Okay.
diagnosis.
Her diagnosis, that's what she told me.
She said, "Mom, you have a
She was like,
you have a cold."
she was like, Mom, I have to take care of you. I was like, okay, Phoenix. She comes up to me. She checks my forehead. She was like, you don't have a fever. I was like, I know. And she goes, but I have a diagnosis. And I said, what's your diagnosis? You have a cold. I said, oh my gosh, do I? And she was like, yeah, so I'm going to have to sleep in your bed tonight.
I like how her prescription was making herself comfortable.
I told her, I said, Phoenix, you are not going to use that as a ploy to be in this bed tonight. And she was like, no, Mom. No. It's because I have to keep an eye on you.
Yeah, okay.
I have to watch you. How you watching me when I was up till midnight watching a movie and you was knocked out drooling? But you supposed to be monitoring me. She was like, yeah, I got to stay. I got to stay tonight.
Yeah. And I mean, and once again, people, my wife has taken 20 minutes to tell us about her week.
No, I haven't.
So we're going
And now I have like this little dry cough
See?
coming out of nowhere.
Oh, man, it's rough.
Played yourself.
Play yourself. Look at you.
I think I need
I'm going to just say my week was exhausting.
Excuse me.
I was really extra tired towards the end of the week. I don't know why.
Stop doodling.
I don't. Whoa, calm down. They can't see that. I was really
The
extra
people on YouTube can quite literally see it.
Dang, that diabolical. I'm gonna leave all this in too, so people can see how you talk to me. She is really mean to me, y'all. She really.
No one's mean to him.
The way I push through with love in this marriage, she is really mean to me. Anyway, like I was saying, I was very, very tired, and then I realized it's because this was the first time I worked 5 days in a long time, and I think that really played a part.
It just took you out.
Took me out.
Took you out.
I might not be able to do it this week because if that's the result,
I got shit to do the rest of the week.
cut the tape.
Oh my gosh.
Because I even felt like my lists were lacking.
I mean,
Okay, you know what? That's it. This has been another episode.
you come for me.
I don't come
You
for you.
literally just talked about how my lists were dog crap.
I feel like my lists were On Thursday, I felt like my lips were lacking because I was kind of like, I got to work. So I was like, I'm not used to having to work. So on Thursday, so I was going to be pushed through. But my lips on Friday.
Where this? Huh?
Okay. What we got today? What we got today? What we got today, people?
No, I want to finish hearing about your week and your lifts.
That's it. I'm done.
No, you're not.
I'm done. I have nothing else to say.
See, this is the problem. You can dish it, but you can't take it.
I'm not dishing anything.
You did. You literally was talking about how my lips were hot. You literally said hot dog water. Trash. You said trash.
That's because you were sick.
Hot dog water.
That's because you were sick. That's because you were sick.
I was not.
You didn't have all the energy. That's cool though.
DeMille.
That's cool though. I am actively progressing. And today, let me tell you today.
How was today? Because you didn't tell me about today. Chef's kiss. Always when I'm not there though. What's that about?
I don't know. It's no different from when you're there because we don't work out together.
I know we don't. I mean, but you randomly come across the whole other side of the room to mark your territory.
Right. Don't hold on. They have to know. I know what was different today. That sprinkle party was hitting.
Oh my God. He listens to Gabby's Dollhouse.
That sprinkle party?
Who does that?
I got the French toast with the moles. Come on. Hey, Gabby, be hitting.
Every day it's a sprinkle party.
Look here.
Treat yourself.
Don't sing it too loud. She's going to be mad.
Sunshine.
I have a couple of random kid songs thrown in.
I think that's a little weird.
Thrown into my playlist. They hit. I got the theme song to Charlie's Colorful City.
Oh, that actually used to be my favorite. Yeah.
And then the Motown one from the Motown show.
Which one? The Motown hits thing on the. I know the show. Yeah.
I got a string in there. Look here, when you a dad, look here, you start watching these shows. And
they have to become your favorite, otherwise they annoy you.
You get attached.
Yeah.
Because I am now known to sing "Party in the USA" at the top of my lungs because that's my baby's hit. We be singing "Party in the USA."
She requests that song. She requests that SZA.
We be singing it.
Kendrick. Those are like her top requests when she gets
play TV
when
off.
she gets in the car. She was like, "Can we listen to TV off?"
Play TV off. She just want to yell mustard. That's all she really want to do.
Mustard.
But it's fine.
She's funny. I love her.
But what we got today, Buscaroni?
We're kind of elaborating, I think, a little bit off of last week's episode of accountability, which seemed to be a really good one for everyone. So just kind of taking it in a direction of more from the leadership role, the male perspective leadership role. This also came about by, there was a video that we had watched not too long ago, and it was a man discussing how they can't hold women accountable if they're not holding themselves accountable.
Okay.
Right? And you and I I've always said this. We've always had this conversation. We talked about it a little bit last week too in accountability, where men are looked at as the leaders. There are men who want to be looked at as leaders, but it goes far beyond just you being the man of the relationship. Like, what does all that entail? You know what I mean? You can't be the man and be the leader and be the manager of everything, but decide in which area you want to be the leader in.
I mean, it seems like you pick and choose when you show up. I don't see why I can't match the energy.
Listen here. I don't pick and choose when I decide to show up.
I don't see why I can't match the energy.
So basically, you know, the weight of leadership, right?
The weight of leadership.
The weight of leadership.
It's heavy.
Is it?
It's rough. It's rough over here.
Okay, so wait. Remember I told you yesterday when I had, I can't remember her name, but I like unfollow all her videos. But she was talking about how she was having a conversation with her friend, and she is like, we hear all these women talk about, you can't call on no man, you can't depend on no man. She was like, yeah, I'm calling my husband. She was like, I am calling my husband. He is batting 10 for 10. And when you had made that statement the other day, when we were talking about like the light bill and the mortgage and stuff like that. And I was just like, I mean, you batting 10 for 10. So I'm just not sure why I need to. Like, if there's an issue,
let's tell people,
I'm going to resort to him first.
Let's tell the people,
and then we'll move forward. Like, if I can be here in an advisory position. If something I can take the lead on, I will take the lead on it. But I'm going to refer to my husband first. I'm going to do that first.
Let's just take the time to tell people about the other night.
About the other night?
You asked me to go get you some medicine.
Okay.
And I was like, babe, I'm tired. You could have told me that while I was out.
I know, but I didn't think about it then.
And I was like, I'm not going to do it. And I literally told you I'm not going to do it.
And say all of it. He said he wasn't going to do it. But right before that, he was like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I need medicine. And he was like, I already went out, and I was like, didn't think about it then.
But here's the thing, that part don't matter. So
don't matter.
So we was both upstairs, standing 10 toes down on our stands, and then, you know, the little voice in my head, they'd be like, if you don't take care of it, somebody else will. And I remember I said, why am I like this? And I got up and you were like, oh, are you going? Are you going?
Because I also want some licorice.
I said, now the list is growing.
I said, if you're going to go, I would also like some licorice.
So then I was like, you know what can I do to make this a fun trip? And I was like, I'm going to take my baby with me. And so then I had to bribe her. I said, you can get some candy, you go with dad. And she's like, let me get my shoes.
That's why she came in the room all like excited. She was like, I'm going with dad to the store.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you hate going to the store, so you must be getting something.
She said, yeah. She went and got her candy, her trolleys.
Her trolleys.
Her trolleys.
That she ate 11 of.
Yeah.
And then she said she snuck 2 more, so she said, Mama had 13.
Right.
I said, okay, that's fine.
So yeah, but the way it's hard, it's heavy. It's heavy.
But what did I do in return though? What did I get up and do?
You did what you're supposed to do.
Stop
you
it.
had my food ready.
Exactly. Now ask yourself this.
Go ahead.
Would I have been as enthusiastic about getting your food?
But you also know what you won't do, another will.
Or because I'm just trying to be a decent wife to you. Like, there's that too. But anyway, the point was... Let me just say
this on record.
Go ahead.
I don't want nobody else. I know I'll be talking shit.
Why do you need to say that?
I know I'll be talking shit. But I have told my wife numerous times, if this don't work out, I'm gonna just be by myself. I look here.
Get a little something on the weekend.
Look here, I am too invested in this to put this much investment in anything else again. I'm not doing it. This is 20.
You're not getting up at 10 p.m. and going to get sinus medicine.
If we're not together, if it's 10 p.m. and she's still here, why are you here? Go home.
Bye.
I'm finna go to bed.
Okay, so going back, that whole little example and scenario is exactly what I try to say about setting the tone and taking the leadership role and being inspiring to your partner, right?
So did I inspire you that night?
Of course.
Oh.
Of course. I mean, I was gonna cook. I was gonna get you food anyway.
I knew that.
I was gonna get you food anyway.
You better have.
But a little part of me also knew that you were gonna get your ass up and go get me what I needed, and I appreciated that. And teamwork makes the dream work. But
this is it. I'm about to leave.
But I say all that to say that the difference between, I guess, me getting up and getting your food for you and having an attitude about it or half-assing it was you taking the lead and setting the tone. And even though you made me aware that you were tired, you didn't feel like doing it, I'm gonna get up. I'm not gonna have an attitude about it. I'm going to try to change my perspective about it. Like how you said, I'm going to try to make it a fun trip so that I can ease my own irritation because I know I'm tired and I don't want to portray that onto my wife. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to go get my wife some medicine because I know she needs it. And in return, that energy, I think that's the biggest focal point of it. It was the energy behind it. Put me in a perspective of, okay, I don't really feel like doing anything anyway, but if he can get up and even take our daughter and not have an attitude about it and still have a smile on his face and like
I wasn't smiling.
You were smiling with her.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
but have the energy to get up and go do it and not make me feel bad that he's getting up to go do it. You know, you weren't trying to make me feel guilty about you getting up because you were tired to go do it.
I should have.
Goodbye. So then therefore in my mind, I was like, get up and get this man some food. Like he said he's hungry, so I'm going to get up and get him some food, and I'm going to do it gladly.
Well, that's part of leadership. Is
setting the tone
and being consistent. You know, it's consistency over charm. It's like I don't do things to charm you and wow you in the moment. I stay consistent so that you know what to expect. Like putting the gas in the car.
Right.
So that's one of your hot topics.
It's one of my hot topics. But it also irritates me when you do have moments where you complain about it.
Yeah, because I'd be like, look here. I know how much gas it should take you to get through the week. And when you run out of gas before it's time for you to get gas again, I'd be like, what were you doing this week that you burn more gas than normal?
But that should not be here or there to bother you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
shouldn't.
All right.
Gas is gas.
Okay,
But keep going.
Gas is gas. Right?
Gas is gas.
And like there's many like you were saying earlier, leadership is just not dictating how things move or how things go. It's not just about it's more about navigating the ins and out of everything and holding yourself responsible, taking accountability without blame.
Yeah.
You know, you have to hold yourself to a standard. And you have to keep that standard.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent with that standard, right?
Right.
You can't pick and choose when you want to move the goalpost for yourself, but then you want to hold it firm for everyone else, right?
Right.
So that's another part about a leadership, right? I can't sit here and say, hey, I know I snapped at you, but I wouldn't have done that if you wouldn't have talked to me this way or if you wouldn't have said this to me, whatever. No, that's not me being accountable. And that's not good leadership. Good leadership is me saying, hey, I apologize for what I said to you in a moment. I should have had better controls over my emotions and my feelings. I failed you. I failed you and myself in that moment. I apologize for that. But now let me. I'm gonna own my reaction to the statement or to the whatever happened. But I also need to have a conversation with you about how we can avoid this going forward, right? And so it's like I'm gonna take accountability for what I did and my actions, but I'm not going to place blame on you for that because I control that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to have a conversation with you so that we can now have a way to work through this, right? And another thing, and I think I do this sometimes. Sometimes I do this well. Sometimes I do it not so well. Is keeping the calm in the crisis. And when I say that, I mean, part of leadership is that when you call me with an issue and you're up in arms and whatever, I don't match that energy.
Yeah, you have to like de-escalate.
I have to calm you down.
You have to be even.
I have to calm you down.
Yeah.
And assess the situation. Like first, like the situation we had last week with the hot water heater. And you called me and you're like, babe.
And I thought it was the wash machine.
You said, babe, there's water everywhere. The washing machine's going on. And I was like, it's not the washing machine.
He did. He was like super calm. I called him and I was like, babe, there's a puddle in the garage. I was like, I think the wash machine is flooding. And he's like literally calm. He goes, it's not the wash machine, Kainisha. And I was like, it's not. And he goes, check the hot water heater. And I checked the hot water heater and I was like, yep, it's water at the hot water heater. He was like, okay, I'm going to call you back. I got to call the plumber. And I was like, whew, let me go get my smoothie.
Let me get my smoothie.
I was stressed. Right. I was like, ooh,
right?
I'm stressed.
But to come with the calm is that when you are in crisis and we're going through like this big thing, right? I now have to not only calm you down, I now have to effectively communicate with clear communication what needs to be done and what the plans are.
Yeah.
So like that day, I said, hey, babe, I'm already talking to them. They're on their way. I need you to be here at this time. Yeah. This is who's coming. Yeah. And I'll let you know when they're on their way. This is the plan. And I said, they already know the situation. If we got a kid, you got to go pick up. Yeah. Like you can just leave the garage open. They'll take care of it. Right. So it's like, even when we're going through turmoil or even like where it's not nice, but like chaos is happening, or we have things coming up that like gymnastics camp or whatever the case is coming up. Yeah. I have to be able to, in a calm and clear way, portray to you, hey, this is the plan of action. Yeah. This is how we execute this, and this is what I need. Yeah. This is what I need from you. Yeah. Right? Because Lord knows, like, today, I don't want to work. I told y'all at the top.
I do not want to go to work today.
I told y'all at the top that this working the 5 days is for the birds. So if y'all can run these numbers up, I will greatly appreciate it.
So we're going to start a GoFundMe so you can take a day off of work.
Do something, right? Because like I was saying, like I said on my other podcast this week, I'm gonna need help with these gymnastic fees too. Because this gymnastics, like this, because now honey, the travel starting to hit, and it's like woo. But it's like
I'm gonna go back to work, y'all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
No, she's not.
Back to work.
But even with all that, I come to you and say, hey, here's the plan, right?
Yeah.
We got XYZ coming up. Even like with the hot water heater, this is the plan.
Yeah.
All right. I know off top we ain't got it. We have the money. It just ain't liquid. It ain't liquid. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna put it here. We gonna
move some things around.
We gonna charge this card, and this card. I'm gonna pay them out of this account, and then I'm gonna make this money over here liquid, and then pay all that back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like I have to come to you with these plans and solutions. Like part of being a leader is it's like the dictating and delegating. That's part of it, right? Yeah. But it's not about just delegating you tasks that I don't want to do. Yeah. It's about delegating and putting everybody in position where they're strongest at, right? Mm-hmm. It's like I wouldn't have you grill my steak. I have no faith.
That's scandalous.
I have no faith.
Scandalous.
Zero faith.
But you would have me make you turkey burgers.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. So it's like I have to set these standards, and I think another part of a leadership, especially in marriage, is the you can interject anytime you want. Because I'm just like rambling, but another part of the leadership is the emotional leadership, right? Yeah, and I think that's a big thing. And I always say, like, as men, this is something we're not taught. This is something that we literally have to work and develop. Yeah, right. To be emotionally available to our wives, right, and our partners.
Which is crazy because I think one of the biggest things that men complain about is women being emotionally unstable. Mm-hmm. And they like to think of themselves as very like neutral ground, very emotionally stable.
Here's the thing. When I hear guys say that, and I always say, it's not that we're more emotionally stable than women, right? We just 9 times out of 10 hold our shit in, and then have one big episode where as women let they shit out over time.
As it happens.
That's my take.
Oh, okay.
Don't kill me in the comments.
I was gonna say
that's my take, right? But emotional leadership, that's something that I really had to learn to develop because 10 years ago I wouldn't come to you like, hey, babe, I'm overwhelmed. But now, in a heart, look here. Right. It's a rough day. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to take care of this.
Because like even in the moments, like back to the hot water heater issue, even after you're like, okay, I'm calling the plumber, I'm gonna take care of it. You're trying to remain calm to not set off any alarms for me, but I can also hear the stress in your voice because you know, like, okay, now this is an unexpected cost. You know what I mean? Like we just did all the things that we needed to do for summer, and now here we go. We gotta come out of pocket for
what else you want from me, Jesus?
What else am I supposed to do? So, and I can hear that in your voice. So I'm like, okay, but I know how I am sometimes because when I try to take over, that starts to annoy you too, because then you're like, okay, I'm telling you I'm going to take care of it. And you keep trying to like interject to that. So that's why I was just like, okay, he said he's going to call the plumber. He said he's going to, he said he's going to take care of it. I'm going to be here. If you need me to make a phone call, if you need me to go somewhere, if you need me to pick up the hot water heater, let me know. But let me just step back and let him take care of it. And if you need me, tap me in, coach. Right. Like that's the approach I'm trying to take.
And I'm gonna pat myself on the back because literally all you really had to do that day was just be here, right, to let them in. Right, you didn't have to go pick up nothing. Right, nothing. Everything was pre-mapped. But the funny you said that because you called me. And then when I was talking to my buddy at work, and when I switched back over, he was like, instantly he was like, what's wrong? He said, because your whole energy just shifted. I said, nigga, it's life. It's life right now. It's life. I said, I'm gonna have to call you back. I gotta make some phone calls.
And you had literally just said that you're like, everything in the house, like we've updated, replaced, we've renovated, and you're like, the last thing is that damn hot water heater. And then a week later, Literally everything we've updated in the house. The last thing was the hot water
And I
heater.
said,
Then
you
a week
could-
later, the hot water heater goes out. And I was like, well, no time like the present.
And I said, you couldn't give me one more year, you funky.
Bye, you funky bitch. You couldn't give me one more year, you funky bitch.
You couldn't give me one more year.
But I always say, just be grateful that you had the resources
Yeah.
to take care of it when it needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that's like another thing, you know. For women, it's the sense of security, right? Like I can see how hard you work. I can see like how you manage our life and our day-to-days and stuff like that. But being able to call you and I know even when I know this is going to be something where I'm like, damn, this is going to feel like another brick on my babe's wall, but it's life, and what can you do?
Yeah.
But you batting 10 for 10 right now.
These shoulders
like
get heavy.
you batting 10 for 10 right now. Like I called you, you took care of it. I had hot water to bathe my child in by the end of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was extra hot.
It's so hot now.
We
We
was living.
was living in such a fool's paradise. I was like, how long have we been living with that hot water
Right,
heater?
right.
That must have been from the last owners.
But also it's like with the emotional leadership, I also have to create a space of emotional safety for you.
Yeah.
So-
and I think that's something you've been working
So
on.
it's not, I can't just, you can't just come to me with your problems and I just immediately like, okay, let me go. I can't go straight into fix it mode. 'Cause
Right.
I know a lot of times as men and as guys,
That's what you wanna do.
We go straight to fix it mode.
Yeah.
But sometimes we gotta have a little space there to let her get them. Now I know guys, I know fellas, because I'll be thinking the same thing.
what, you got to
like,
sit there and listen?
let's listen, like the longer I listen, the less time I got to fix this shit. Let me just fix this shit so we can all go back to being happy. And
Really?
that's what we be thinking. Cause y'all.
So we can go back to being happy and I don't have to
Yeah.
sit here and listen
'Cause
to
why-
her draw out the same subject
Yeah,
over
why-
and
why-
over.
Why are we gonna sit here and dwell on something that can be addressed and let's try to get it fixed so we can move on? But y'all be,
Oh my gosh. Do not put me in that category. That is not me.
I'll be like, you doing too much. I'm gonna give you your space. I'm gonna go ahead.
I'm going to listen.
Go ahead and cry on my shoulder. But the whole time I got
Go ahead and cry
I got
on
my
my shoulder.
phone. I got my phone behind your back texting whoever I need to help me fix this problem.
Bye.
So when you done crying, I'll be like, babe, it's already taken care of.
Whatever.
You said I'm 10 for 10.
But
You said
recently.
You said
Recently,
Hey, I'm back.
listen here. Recently, I think this whole thing kind of comes up too, because like even when I think about our past, right? I say he's been batting 10 for 10 recently. We have literally grown up together. Okay, this was not a prepackaged man. I wasn't a prepackaged woman.
Not at all.
We are both.
I could do a whole series on that.
we still baking, okay? But I can appreciate our growth, and I can definitely
I'm not
appreciate. Shut up. I can definitely appreciate your growth
Mm.
because there was a moment in our relationship where I was just like, dude, listen, you got to get it together. I don't know what you want me to say at this point. Like I have to straight shoot him, like not shoot him in the literal sense, like a straight shooter, but like I had to give it to him straight. Like I don't know what you are going to expect for the next 10 years, but if you don't do the work on yourself to get to like your own expectation, not even the expectation that I have on you, but the expectation that you have for yourself, I can't sit around and wait for that
Right.
to happen if I don't even see any active like participation from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to see where you are now, and when I say you're batting 10 for 10, it makes me proud to know that I have a husband that I can call
Oh, okay.
to like fix problems or to at least navigate through an issue that I'm having. I can come to you with my issues and we can try to navigate them together and or you try to come up with a game plan to try to fix it. And you batting 10 for 10 in being the problem solver and coming up with a resolution. I'm like, oh yeah,
but
like
I will-
I can call on him. I calls my husband. Okay.
But I will say this: the heartfelt conversation we had was probably the first time I probably said, "Okay, let's fix this," and it wasn't about my ego,
right.
right?
Right.
And that's really that's one of the big keys in leadership is to remove your ego,
Right.
And to choose the calm over the ego,
Right.
Because a lot of times when you self-inflate and you choose ego, you're not taking into account what the other person is saying or feeling, and
Right.
you're just trying to get how you feel off,
Right.
And it goes back. Well, I don't know how many episodes ago when we talked about validation, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you have two people that's constantly not being validated, it's going to be a bunch of turmoil because no one is feeling heard,
Right.
And when no one is feeling heard, nothing can progress,
Right.
So like a part of leadership is like, hey, look here, you feel the way you feel, I feel the way you feel. Okay, I'm gonna set my ego over here, and let's try to work this out. So, what do you need from me? I'm gonna tell you what I need from you going forward. Like that. That's another part of leadership. And in our situation, and in many other people's situation, me trying to be as active of a father as possible, that also helps you.
Oh,
because that gives you time to be you,
To be me.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to be a wife or mother. Sometimes you just want to be Nisha G.
Yeah. And I love being your wife. I love being her mom.
Cap.
But I think I'm pretty fly too. So
You all right? I mean, I holler at you. I say, hey, shawty. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's part of it. Part of leadership is also me being able to look across the room at my wife and say, I need to take some off her shoulders this week. I need to remove some stress from her life so that she can decompress a little bit, get her bounce back, and now we can go back to running. And that's why that's why I always say, nothing's never 50-50.
Yeah.
It's never going to be 50-50.
Yeah.
Lord knows. Even though in our situation right now, I pay everything because I'm the one that's working. But I'm still only doing 30% of the work.
Right. And I think when people talk about the whole 50-50 thing, it's always in reference to finances. Yeah. Like it's always in reference to finances. And there's so many other aspects of a relationship and especially marriage. I mean, if taking finances, out of the equation, obviously finances is a huge part of the equation. But I just noticed that people always make the reference of 50-50 in reference to the finances. But there is a lot of other aspects of marriage and of relationship and of partnership that are still not going to be 50-50.
Nothing.
It's still not going to be 50-50.
Because we are apples and oranges.
Oh.
We are apples and oranges. The way our biology,
our needs are different.
Our needs are the way we react to certain things. Like the fact that you are literally 4 to 5 different people every month because every week you're going through a different transition.
Goodbye.
Like my hormones are. That's them. They there.
That's them.
They there.
They're right here. Kind of riding out a line.
And we cruising.
Every once in a while, they get a little spike, and then
they level out. You, on the other hand, she's free falling. Oh, she's climbing that hill.
What did the guy say?
She's going around that curve.
He said his wife was going through perimenopause, and he said he was like, I have to remember that she's fighting for her life.
She's in a constant battle of who she gonna be.
He said her personalities are fighting on who's gonna have the will for the remainder of her life.
And I'm just hoping I'm hoping the one that get at me don't win.
Well, wait, what did she say? He was like, I simply asked her, so what are we eating for dinner? And she responded with, I presume food.
Right.
He said, where is my loving wife?
And then I'm gonna just say these, and then I'm gonna stop talking about leadership. With leadership, you have to have the ability to, you have to have a humility, and you have to be able to adapt, right?
Yeah.
You have to stay the course. That is true. You have to stay the course, but you also have to understand that sometimes you have to deviate from the course depending on what needs of the unit of the family unit comes around, right? Mm-hmm. That's important. So you have to be able to adapt to whatever the settings would be, because the one thing about life is that even though we strive to kind of make things stable and constant, you're going to get your curveballs.
Of course.
You're going to have your times to where you don't have a playbook of how to respond to this issue or this whatever's happening, right? You don't have anything to guide you through this, so you have to be able to adapt in the moment, right?
Yeah.
For instance, like you just mentioned, like when you start getting into your perimenopausal, like I'm gonna have to adapt.
I'm gonna have to adapt too.
Right? That's gonna be something thrown at me.
Let's hope she's far in the future.
Praise him. Claim it.
Claim it.
Let's claim it.
Let's claim it.
But for me, I feel like the biggest part of leadership for me, and this is where I'm gonna stop talking after this, is I have to encourage you not limit you. So for me to be a true leader, I need to help you and push you to win, because I understand that all of your wins are in some way, shape, or form partly mine.
Yeah.
Just how like all of my wins in some way, shape, or form are partly yours. And I need to be here for you in whatever capacity you need me to be, whether that's physical, whether that's professional, emotional, spiritual, whatever it needs to be. I need to be here in that capacity for you in order so that you can develop and blossom.
Yeah.
Because when you blossom, I'm getting that nectar. Honey Nut Cheerio. You hear me? You hear me?
My husband.
Because when you blossom, Honey Nut Cheerio.
Goodbye.
Honey Nut Cheerio.
Goodbye.
Right?
Yeah.
But that should be the goal of any leader in any position. You want to make the team overall better.
Well, because the team's success is a reflection of your leadership.
You.
That's the thing.
And I say this a lot.
It's a sport metaphor.
I say this a lot of times. And a lot of times when I see it, I have guys kind of look at me like I'm pandering. But I say your leadership is the direct result of your household.
Yeah.
So if your household's not moving the way you think it should move, you need to ask yourself, what are you doing?
And that's literally why I think this whole thing came up, because there are some male individuals, okay, and I've seen this firsthand. There are some male individuals who think just by way of them being a male, them being a man, that they are the man of the house. Right?
Well, they are the man of the house.
They are, you're the man in the
Just
physical
not,
sense that you're the only male that's in here of the house, right? But you're not taking care of any responsibilities when it comes to your partner. You're not taking care of any responsibilities when it comes to your household. You just think because you were told that you're the boy and she's the girl and this is the hierarchy and this is the way things are supposed to go. But you expect her to do all of these things for you, take care of you, cook, clean, do, provide for you in an emotional capacity, in a mental capacity, to be there for you, to listen to your woes. But you don't even get up and go do anything every day. That's crazy word.
True leadership is understanding the deficiencies of everyone that you are over.
Right.
Including your own. And navigating and strategizing to improve those deficiencies and enhance the strengths of everyone.
Yeah.
So you need to be, if your plan doesn't involve improving everyone's well-being, everyone's skill set, everyone's standard of living, then your plan is it's not a real plan.
Yeah.
You're just going with the flow. And it's like, I understand that sometimes that you will have certain parties that are reluctant to go with your plan, but then you have to, in that case, you have to ask yourself
why.
You have to ask yourself why. What has transpired in the past?
What have I shown? What's my track record?
Right.
Yeah. To get so much pushback.
That's it. And while I am a firm believer that our past dictates our future, but
I wouldn't say it dictates, but
can I finish what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I am a firm believer that our past dictates our future, but it's how we allow it to shape us. Yeah. That we let it present us in the future. So you can say, "Oh, well, I never had this. I was never emotionally. I was never taught to be vulnerable. I never taught to be emotionally available. I was never taught how to be soft to a woman." Okay, yeah, you never taught that. That doesn't mean you can't learn it now.
Right. It's not an excuse not to have those qualities. It's not the excuse. Yeah.
Like your upbringing and your past is just a foundation on which you build on, and sometimes foundations have to be chipped away and broken and repaired. Yeah. Because we all have deficiencies in somewhere. Yeah. We're everybody. No one's birth perfect. Everybody ain't Jesus.
Yeah. No one is. Not even everybody. No one.
I mean, you got some people that think they is.
Yeah, but no one.
But we're not perfect. We are all born with some
We're perfectly imperfect.
Right. We're all born and raised with some type of deficiencies. We're lacking somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's why we always say not only is marriage work, life is work.
Yeah.
If you want to be living, if you want to fulfill marriage, you want to fulfill life, you have to constantly be working on yourself.
Yeah. Think about the goals you set for yourself.
it.
Hitting goal, like the biggest one, mostly everybody can relate to, is fitness goals. Think about that. If you're trying to like lose a significant amount of weight, or if you're trying to gain a significant amount of muscle, that's going to take time.
Well,
and you're going to have trials. You're going to have moments where you fall off. You're going to have moments where you get back on the bandwagon. It's not about, it's about the journey. It's a journey, right? But if it's something that you really want, you're going to work at it, and you're going to get around those different trials.
Yeah. And I know for me, and I don't know for me, but it always seems like every time I'm in the groove and I'm putting my best foot forward, that's when I'm faced. Every time
You feel like you got your feet planted.
I'm planted and I'm doing the right thing, that's when the opposition comes. But now I've come to realize that the opposition is
growth.
That's the growth. And it's because here's the thing. Whatever you ask for, it's not going to be given to you.
Nope.
You're going to be put in situations to develop
what you need
to be what you ask for.
Yep.
So if I ask for more patience, my patience going to keep being tested. That's why I stopped asking for patience. Because every time I asked for it, it was tested.
And I didn't like it.
And I said, look here, Jesus.
What'd you say?
Look at Jesus. Look here.
Listen, we gotta have a talk.
Like Kev on stage said how Kev on stage when he said that Smokey Norfolk was doing the most when he told God not another second on a minute. I said, look here, Jesus.
No more tests.
You don't talk. I don't learn. I'm not going to ask for it. I'm not gonna ask for it.
I'm gonna just get what I got.
I'm gonna use what I got. Use it wisely. I said, now I don't ask for patience. Now I just say, Lord, let me understand when my patience is at its limit, so I can remove myself from the situation.
Because this is too much.
Stop. I don't want no more. Just let me learn how to maximize what I have.
Take me off the patient list for 2020.
That's it. Lord knows I don't want no more patience. Just let me maximize what I have now.
Take me off the list.
So that's it. Like again. It's funny because the day, like going back to the hot water heater, the day before hot water, I was saying, babe, I feel like we're good. We're on a good track. Good. Everything's going good. And then literally I get to work. I get to my second stop of the day. Babe, there's water everywhere. I said, Jesus, look here. We just had this conversation.
I was just talking to you about this last night.
Look here. I'm doing the work. I got the therapy. I'm being self-reflective. I'm doing everything.
I'm trying to be accountable here.
What else do you want from me, Lord? I'm doing all I can.
Well, at least you didn't go straight to that's the devil.
You know what? That's the
devil trying to bring me down.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
Ain't nothing but the devil trying to bring me down.
Nothing but the devil. Look at him.
You won't win. You won't win.
I said, Lord, how many apples did Eve eat?
Really? How many apples did Eve eat?
Why are we still suffering off of what she did?
So long ago.
Cut us some slack. Not another minute.
He told Jesus, not another minute.
Not another hour, another day.
You can't rest the Lord.
It's so it's like you have to understand like that's life. And that's part of the adaptation I was saying. You have to adapt. Because trust me when I say I wanted to crash out.
Yeah. You got to let it just move. You got to let the moment kind of just move through you.
That's it.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like as we get older, it's like every time there's adversity or every time there's an issue that comes up, instead of thinking about it like it's DEFCON 9 and everything feels heavy, just take it in. Let it
pause.
Stop. Just take it in. It's happening. Accept the fact that it's happening. Yeah. And then now let's be resourceful. Okay, do we have the resources to take care of this? Yeah. Yes, I do. Let me take care of it. It's not the most ideal situation, but think about how blessed you are to be able to navigate through it. Think about how blessed you are to have people in your life to help you get through it. Think about how blessed you are to have resources to, you know what I'm saying? So I think that also comes down to perspective as well, Yeah. But yeah, so I just wanted to end with this. It says male leadership in marriage isn't about hierarchy. It's about harmony. It's about stepping into the role of protector, planner, provider, and emotional anchor. But it's also about mutual respect, because when men lead in love, women rise in peace. And when leadership is shared, marriage thrives.
But you better preach, Bishop.
I thought that was great.
You better.
I thought that I like the part where it says, when men lead in love, women rise in peace.
That's true.
So when you're
That's
looking
true.
for
Yeah.
that peace,
Yeah.
when you're looking for she not my peace, are you leading in love?
That's why I say you got to understand that if you are a man and you're looking for a woman to give you peace, you have to provide that woman with a safe space where she feels
The
loved
security.
and protected.
And the
Because
security.
she can't be calm and peaceful if she's always on guard.
Anxiety is real in women.
She can't.
Anxiety
You
is
can't-
very real
you can't-
in women.
You can't be stressing her out.
You can't keep my stress level up here and expect me to be warm and cuddly towards you. You can't keep me stressed out.
That's why when it comes,
You can't keep me stressed out and
Look here.
expect for me to be
Look here.
enthusiastic about laying down with you. It's not going to happen.
If y'all listen, if y'all
not gonna
listen,
happen.
if y'all listen to my other podcasts, y'all know how much I talk about.
We tell y'all this because we've experienced this.
y'all
Okay?
know how much I talk about my wife and balconies.
Oh gosh,
So I try to keep my wife in a constant state of peace. So
he's
that
not always successful,
so that them balconies,
but he's getting better at it.
so them balconies can be more fruitful.
Bye. Goodbye, Demel.
Want to do it?
No, no.
Want to do it?
That had nothing to do with Jesus. That had nothing to do with Jesus. Don't bring Jesus into that.
Want to do it?
Don't bring Jesus into that.
I think he gonna do it.
All right, let's hop on into our
Our
That was a good discussion, babe.
Was it? I don't know about that.
Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for turning up at the house my partner's car was at?
Okay.
When he told me he was going somewhere else. Okay. Me and this man have been together for over 3 years now. I suspected nothing. He told me he was going over to one of his guy friend's house, a guy friend who I know and whose house I also know. He left, and around 2 hours later, my friend texts me saying, who does, insert partner's name, know who lives on said street she was passing by? I said, as far as I'm aware, nobody. Why? She told me she saw his car parked in the driveway of a house on a certain street in our town. So clearly he wasn't at his friend's house. I don't know if this is psycho behavior, but I asked her for the address and I immediately went there. I don't know why I didn't text him first or anything like that to see if he'd lie, or maybe he and his friend had gone to another person's house. I have no idea. But as soon as my friend said that, I just got in the car and I went to see if the car was there myself. It was. I sat down the street and then I texted him asking if he was having a good time. He immediately texted straight back and said that he and his friends were building his new PC together. So I knew instantly he was lying. I went over to the house and I knocked on the door. A woman answered. I had no idea who she was, but I could tell by the way her face dropped that she knew exactly who I was. I kept my shit together and I just simply said, tell him his shit will be out on the front lawn when he wants to come and get it, and I left.
Okay.
Another hour passed and he finally came home while I was gathering up his things. He had the nerve to instantly start kicking off at me, telling me that me going there was psycho behavior and that I was crazy for pulling that type of stunt. I didn't say anything. I just carried on gathering his things. He kept telling me to stop and I didn't. He got in front of me and said stop, and that's when I lost it. I shoved him out of the way and started crying. I told him to get his stuff and to get out. I then locked myself in my office room and waited for him to leave. This happened last night, so all of his stuff is still here. He didn't take much. He just seemed to have taken a bunch of his clothes and his toiletries. I haven't heard from him and I haven't texted him either. But was I the asshole for turning up at the house that he was at?
I'm gonna say no because your intuition told you to.
This is
I'm gonna
true.
say no. I mean, look here.
This is true.
He should have had a better lie. Oh
He said, nah, we having a great time. We building a computer.
no! I would have said, yeah, I had to come pick some up at one of my buddy's friend's house. Something. He should have been lying something. Better lie. I don't know.
Well, he didn't know that she was sitting outside.
Well,
and how
look
would he
here.
have known that she would have gotten the address?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't do shit like this. I don't know. What do you want to say?
I don't know. Do you don't think she's the asshole? I don't think she's the asshole.
I don't think she's the asshole. I always say women's intuition is a thing.
I mean, but me personally,
sometimes it works for them, sometimes it works against them.
Right. Me personally, I would have dragged it out.
All right, I know.
I would have dragged it out. I would have took the pictures, saw him coming out, then I would have headed back home, act like I was sitting there waiting for him to come in the house. I would have let him tell me all about how he just spent the past few hours with his boys. I would have asked about the computer. I would have asked about what parts they put. I would have dragged it completely out. I would have seen the facial expressions he gave me and everything, and I would have just been sitting there, and I would have a smile on my face.
And you were just waiting,
and just be like, "Oh my gosh,
oh my gosh,
oh my gosh!" It sounds like you had a great time, babe.
And then you would slowly lean like, you know fucked up, right?
No, what I probably would have done is had a backpack and then put it in the car before he came home or something.
And just left?
For him, and then left the pictures there, and then went to work the next day with a note and been like, I'm off at 3. You need to be out.
Oh.
You need to be out.
So
and then at the end, I'm going to enjoy your new PC.
Oh, wow. So you got this mapped out.
Oh,
have you played this in your head before? Because now I'm wondering.
I'm just saying, I would have.
Oh, because very detailed.
Yeah, okay. I would have played that out. Okay, because you know me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Okay, don't threaten her with a good time.
Okay. Next one. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor I have no desire or obligation to babysit her children because I'm a stay-at-home mom?
No. You're not the asshole.
It says, I'm new to my area and I've made friends with a few neighbors through a mommy and me group. I've been in the group now for a little over a month and I have a 9-week-old. I have a neighbor who's in the group and she's asked me last week in an emergency if I could watch her 3 and 5-year-old.
Oh, hell no.
She looked desperate, so I agreed. I was like, well, it's just once. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and I enjoy all of my time with my little one. That day I watched her children was hectic as hell. Mm-hmm. My daughter was fussy. The children were rambunctious, just to say the least. I was happy when she came and got them 6 hours later. She came to me today saying she needed me to watch the kids in the afternoon. I told her no. I'm not a full-time babysitter and I have no desire to take that much time away from my own child and navigating life with my child and my husband. Her response, was not like, I'm not asking a lot. It's just the afternoon. I said, it may not be a lot to her, but it's a lot to me at this point. My husband works from home and he needs the house to be quiet to work. And I'm a new mom and I'm not interested in taking any other responsibilities other than what I have right now. She told me that I was being selfish. I told her she was being entitled to think that I should help her just because I'm at home with my little one. Am I the asshole for being so forward?
No, this just fucking triggered me. Look here. I remember when I told you that you didn't have to work and that you could stay home, and how everybody instantly,
it's like I have all the time in the world,
instantly started filling your day up with shit they wanted you to do. No,
come
boo-boo.
Here, go there.
No, boo-boo. I am allowing my wife to stay at home with my child so that she can do the things that my family needs to get done. No, ma'am, you are not the asshole. Fuck her and her kids.
Oh, that's a little much.
And if her husband can't afford for her to stay home,
okay, that's a bit much.
If she look here, I'm gonna say, look here, she hating on her. She hating on her because she ain't got to. Old girl ain't got to work. She can stay at home.
I don't think she's hating on her. I honestly think she thinks, okay, if you're at home all day and you have one child,
you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, what's the big deal? You're in the mommy and me group because we're supposed to be here to help each other. Now you're telling me you can't help me.
Right, you're right. I do have one child. It's my first child. I'm still trying to figure this shit out, and I'm not finna deal with Joe 2 kids. 3 and 5.
Rambunctious, yeah.
Shit,
that's a lot.
Shit.
Did it say if they were boys or not?
It don't matter what they are. They're rambunctious. And then and here's the other thing. She told him, my husband works from home.
Yeah, so he needs the house to be quiet. And she's probably thinking, you guys have a 9-month-old. The house isn't quiet.
It's quiet enough.
It's quiet enough.
We're not going to add 2 more voices.
Right. But there is an edit. So it says for edit. So she went into the group chat trying to disparage me, saying that I'm selfish, blah, blah, blah. One of the moms asked her why she felt that I had a responsibility as a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home mom to watch her children. Then another mom confessed and reminded her in the group chat that she tried that with her and was told that the stay-at-home moms in the group are not her babysitters and that she needs to make arrangements for childcare independent of the group. Mm-hmm. She attempted to double down. Then the moderator / creator of the group told her that that it would be best if she found another mom group to socialize in. Then she came back, backtracked, and apologized. She was separately contacted by the moderator and told that if she contacts me or another mom for the reason again, that she would be expelled from the group.
Hold on. Fuck her and them kids.
That's a bit much.
It's not my people. I don't look here. If I was to win the lotto tomorrow and I can do whatever I want to do with any of my day, it is not my responsibility to watch my nieces and nephews. I love them.
What? It's not my responsibility to watch my nieces
just
and
because I
nephews.
got the time. Now they might come kick it with a couple days, but if I'm going to hit the city, I'm hitting the city. Now me and Talia, we might be out there together. But other than that,
that's his oldest niece.
You know what I'm saying?
She's of age, so.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not my, look, ma'am, look here.
You're not the asshole.
You're not.
Point blank, period. Bottom of the line. Bottom of the story. Bottom of the story. Bottom line, you're not the asshole.
And I would have just kicked their ass out the group.
Well, they did kick her. The moderator was like, you got to cut it out. Because she was like, the stay-at-home moms in the groups is not your way of getting out of childcare.
Because it looks like she's looking for free childcare.
I mean, probably rightfully so, because childcare is astronomically expensive.
That you shouldn't close your legs.
Stop it. That's not even...
If you can't afford the whole child,
that's not
close your legs.
That's not even a thing. Cut it out.
Close them.
Anyway, this has been another episode of the Life After I Do podcast. If you're not doing so already, we would really appreciate it if you liked, followed, share, all of the above on all of our social media platforms. At Life After I Do podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You can also write into the podcast at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. And as always, you get a new episode every Wednesday.
And just remember, from beginning to end, 365 days of the year, you get the same old Nietzsche G. And all that I want to do is make sweet love to her. Until next time.
Peace,
Peace, Booskies.